This is a bit of a touchy subject, so I'm going to first say, before we start off with anything, this does not relate to parents or creepy people like from the South just being creepy with their kids and doing incest like that. I'm talking about if you have perfect genes in one family and you mix those genes with another, if two relatives mix perfect genes together, a perfect baby will be created. Let's go over this. Okay, so when we're told in the media by the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers that, and they do incest, by the way. We're told by them that incest is bad and it causes all sorts of birth defects. Here's what incest really does. Incest gets both genes from both brother and sister, mother, anything. It gets the genes that's in the family. If the family has bad genes, it's increasing the risk of those bad genes mixing into the child. But if both the kids or both the parents have 100% amazing genes. I saw this kid on YouTube who was raised on a coconut farm. He had coconuts, bananas, everything to his disposal his whole life. His brothers, his sisters, his dad. He even said his dad was 70 and his dad looked better than him. So I mean like that. Because at the end of the documentary, he said, one day I'll find a girl just as good as me. And the thing is, you won't. You will not. You won't. There's a probably 5 to 1% chance you will, but the chances are slim. That's the thing. If you live in a family full of perfect health people, I say, why not? I mean, my family has not perfect health. My family is far from perfect health. That is a fact. Even though my older sister and I both have good health, we are far from, we have in our genes bad things. But through good eating and a good diet, we can fix those things over generations. But I'm not saying to have sex with family members. I'm saying that you could get the sperm of a perfect person and get the sperm of a relative. I said that wrong. Where you get the sperm and the egg and you just do the thing. You don't have to have sex with relatives. You can just get the sperm and the egg and make the baby. It's possible. But I say, why not? That kid that grew up on the coconut farm thinks that he's going to meet a perfect girl because he was raised in a perfect family with perfect health. But that girl that he finds is going to ruin his line of perfect genetics because she is going to have some problem because she is not part of their family. Do you see what I mean? Are you getting where I'm coming from? All incest does is enhances or decreases the likelihood of genetics becoming better or worse. You have bad genetics, the genetics get worse. You have good genetics, the genetics get better. So incest in a way can be used for good or for horrible. But if incest is rape, then it's bad. It's bad. That's a bad thing. That is a bad thing. But if you're doing it specifically just to make a perfect child, not the creepy way, you're just doing it through internal fertilization, I think that's what it's called, then by all means, make a perfect child. But if you have a history in your family of blood clogging, diabetes, lots of cancer problems, never do that. If you have history of brain disorders, All you are doing is mixing their bad genes with your bad genes to create a person with worse genes. You want to create a perfect person with perfect genes. It's just continuing the family's perfect genes on. It's like having your own race of people, of perfect people. See, what we pretty much did was, before all our colonies, before, oh, that's much better. Before all our colonies and all these, everyone just mashed together and everyone just started mixing their races together. Before all that happened, we were doing incest. There were people in general, since we weren't all everyone, some people were eventually doing incest, and they probably didn't even know it. But kids were not deformed. That deformation happens because of what they put on us, what we eat. The things we eat form us. And a lot of my family members say that's not true because they're in denial. When you eat a McDonald's cheeseburger, your sperm dies, for one thing, if you didn't know that. Some of your sperm dies because it has an ingredient in it that kills sperm, a spermicide. And your DNA, your genes are getting worse when you eat unhealthy things. And when you do unhealthy things, when you don't work out, when you don't exercise, when you don't take care of your body, your genes are getting worse. And then on top of that, mixing those genes with another relative will create a worse person. Worse. Yeah. And I have seen people with perfect genetics, and they don't look much different from me and you. It's hard to tell. They would have to tell you their life. I mean, this kid that grew up on the coconut farm, he wasn't anorexic or thin or anything. But that is because he works on a coconut farm like for lots of hours of the day. And when he's not doing that, he's climbing up trees, he's doing handstands, he's moving. He's moving. That's the thing. If you just move, it's healthy for you. Moving is good for you. I see guys who just eat a vegan diet and don't move. They look like homeless people. They're anorexic, and it's disgusting. Because they're not exercising. They're not... What's that douchey guy? Douchey guy's name? Frank Melantro or something? That is the creepiest looking guy in the world. The vegan bodybuilder guy. Ew. Don't like him. I don't like him. I did like this coconut kid, though. I'm going to put his video in the description. So what did we learn today? We learned that incest does not cause birth defects. The things we consume each day, the way we fuck our bodies up each day, and then mixing those shitty genes with another sibling that also has shitty genes will create a shittier person. But if you have a perfect person and they have a perfect relative and those perfect relatives have sex, they're going to create a perfect child.